Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's Aprille Franks-Hunt. Welcome to CEO Fuel. It is going to be an amazing day. We are shaking things up this morning. I'm coming to you live from Oklahoma City. I'm super thrilled that you are here. This show is all about you learning, connecting, doing, going out and serving the world in an amazing way. And I get the opportunity to teach you. And so I'm super thrilled about that. Today, like I said, we're shaking it up. So if you're already watching, tag someone, share this broadcast, and we're going to get started with CEO Fuel right now.
Welcome to CEO Fuel, where epic leaders come to get recharged and fueled up for success. Your host, Aprille Franks-Hunt, Super CEO of Coach, Speak, and Serve, is serving up the fuel you need to connect with other amazing leaders and learn new strategies to help you create more impact and profits in your businesses. Now, here's Aprille.
Be with you, and I'm really excited about today because I have an amazing guest that I'm going to be sharing with you today. But first, I want to talk to you about a couple little things. So first, I want to say, if you are tuning in right now, share the broadcast. I told you guys last week that I was going to do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. Sharing is the number one thing that we need in this social space. So make sure that you don't keep this information to yourself and that you hit the share button, swipe wherever it is. Also, just a little trick. When you're watching the lives, hey, you guys, I see you popping on. Hey, Atara. Hi, Lexi. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, but if you swipe your screen to the left, I think, yes, then the comments will disappear. So for those of you who get distracted while you're watching, you can swipe your screen. And then when you want to see the comments again, you can swipe back to the right. So that's just a little tip for you if you're on Facebook Live. For those of you Periscopers, hey, Periscope, how are you, Periscope? Make sure that you're hitting up the heart screen. Click share this on Twitter. You already know what to do. Swipe, hit share to all followers on Twitter so that your Twitter followers will know that I'm live. This is a 1-hour show where you get the opportunity to be entertained, to learn, and to connect with new people. So I encourage you to do just that. So first of all, I have to say, well, second of all, I have to say thank you to our production team, Enlightened Audio Visual. They are the masterminds. Hey, Rob, who put this show on. Is Rob going to flash on the camera or no? Rob said no. Rob said no, he's not coming on camera. I can see him. But he says thumbs up. So just thank you to him. Thank you to our co-producer, Sam. Thank you to Jenny Q, who is our program director. So thank you to her as well. So shout out to the entire Enlightened Audiovisual team. If you're looking to produce a show that is as amazing or even more so than CEO Fuel, then I encourage you to reach out to them so you can find out how to do it and tell them that I sent you, that you heard about it from #EpicAprille. So first of all, I have some thank yous that I have to do. I've been receiving gifts over the last several months, and I've been traveling, you guys know, like for all over the place. I've been to San Antonio. I feel like I live in LA, like part-time. I've been to LA several times. I've been to Birmingham, Alabama, and Atlanta and Dallas. And so, but people have been sending me things, and I just have to say thank you. So first of all, I just want to say thank you to Yakini Marie. Someone hashtag, hey, you guys, I see you down there. Tag Yakini Marie. So for those of you who know, Yakini Marie, thank you so much for the Wealth and Success Business Planner that she sent me. 360-day guide. She also was one of my mastermind members doing amazing things. She just got married to her awesome husband in Jamaica. And so thank you to her. Also, one of my one-on-one clients, Carlisha Williams. If you know Carlisha, please tag her. She sent me this amazing book, and she says, Aprille, thank you for participating in Workplace Lead. You have been the catalyst for transformational change in my business and me. I cannot thank you enough for all you have poured into me. I appreciate you sharing your tips, tools, and Black girl magic and epic wisdom. Love, Carlisha. So thank you to Carlisha. I absolutely adore her. Also, thank you to, this is kind of heavy, my Epic Speakers Academy first graduating class 2016 students. they sent me this awesome frame. It's all engraved. You guys probably can't see it because of the ring light, but it says Epic Speakers Academy first graduating class 2016. And at the bottom, it says, we love you. So thank you to all of the hashtag ESA folk out there. So hashtag ESA if you're there. I see some of the ESAers down below. So hashtag, and thank you so much for that. Was there something else? I feel like there was something else I was supposed to be thanking people for, and I think that's it for right now. So thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate your gratitude and your thanks, and more so, I'm just excited to watch our clients and our students soar in their prospective lanes in their prospective businesses. And that's what CEO Fuel is all about. Remember, I shared with you, this is about the new entrepreneur. This isn't necessarily about us being in some high rise somewhere. This is really about us just embodying where we are, doing what we love, showing up in an amazing way, and getting paid to do it. And that's what this platform is for. And so I'm excited about that. So today's guest, I'm going to be sharing with you Ranelli Williams. We're going to be talking about her experience as a CPA, as a client of mine, both on the VIP side and in my mastermind. She's going to be sharing some things that she's done. She just recently wrapped up her first big event in the Poconos. Shout out to the Poconos with her partner, Kim Jones. And so we're going to talk about that and some of the things she learned as a result of really stepping out, putting on her first conference. Also, we're going to be talking about today, get your pens and paper ready in our Learn and Do segment. We are going to be talking about this 5K. So recently, some of you may have seen on my live, on my personal Facebook page, I did a live on generating 5K in your business. So I want to have that conversation again. Why? Because the end of the year is coming. And I want you to be positioned for profits for 2017. I want you to be positioned for profits. And then I'm going to share with you, again, we're closing out our opportunities for you to be a part of Driven Success, which is our new collaboration project that we're working on that launches at Epic, which is our annual conference next March. And so I want to make sure that you know about that in those details, because we are about to wrap up and get started with that entire process of enrollment, interviews, and promotions for the authors that are going to be a part of that project. So I wanted to share that. So like I said, in this show, I want to take us back a little bit. So for those of you who this may be your first CEO Fuel, I just want to share, first of all, I just want to say thank you to some of the people in the comments. I'm going to have to switch over. I have way too many screens happening here. But I just want to shout out to some of our people. Looks like Karen, Kiana, Lexi, Beverly, Tiana, Tiara. Hey, you guys, I see you. Thank you so much for joining. Where are you guys at? I love to know where people are watching from. Where are you viewing from? I'm in OKC. Ranelli's in the Poconos. And so I'm super thrilled to see that we have such an amazing reach. I'm going to pop on here. So if you haven't already shared this broadcast, make sure you do so. So I want to talk to you just briefly. If you've missed any of the episodes and you're like, where can I find past CEO Fuel episodes? It's funny. Stacey Ferguson, who was one of our guests a couple shows ago, she texted me the other night and she says, Aprille, where can I watch rewinds of CEO Fuel? And I was like, go to my YouTube channel. So you can go into my YouTube channel and see any of our past guests. And I want to rewind us back to the last several guests. So in our first show, we had Allie Rittenhouse. She was our very first guest. And for those of you who are interested in learning about, how to bounce back when you maybe take a break or pause from your business, then Allie gave us some really great tips, and she was really authentic and honest about just her dialing back and then re-emerging into her business. And then we had King Jay Barnett. Jay Barnett, awesome individual, one of Black Enterprise's Modern Men, 100 Modern Men. And he also talked about former Green Bay Packer player. He also talked about just depression and, that stigma that is attached to that, especially in men, and being able to use that to now show up in a very bold way and assist our youth in having value and doing productive things in society. And then our next guest was Cheryl Wood, super duper powerhouse. She just wrapped up her Playtime is Over conference, and she is just an amazing individual, and she dropped some serious platinum bombs on us. And so if you're interested in that, you can go back to season 1, episode 2 of CEO Fuel. So I want you to tag these people if you're connected to them. Let them know that we're talking about them. Let them know that on CEO Fuel, we have not forgotten about them and that their words still are making a difference. Their words are still making a difference. So tag them if you are connected to them in some way. And then I share with you in episode 3, I think I was in LA all over the place traveling. Remember, that was the show I cried because I didn't want to do it. Because I was exhausted, but Enlightened Audiovisual pushed me, and so I showed up. Had the opportunity to meet Charles Kinsey. He was a gentleman who actually was shot while protecting his autistic client in Florida by the police, and he survived to tell his story. An amazing story it is. I had the distinct pleasure of being able to meet him, and while I was there, I was also able to meet Holly Robinson Pete's mom, Miss Dolores, who is just a delightful woman. I absolutely adore her. She's so amazing. She's like, I think she said I'm going to be 82 or something like that, and I'm just getting started. And so I love her spunk and positivity, and I hope that encourages someone. Also had the great distinct pleasure of meeting Chris Rock's mom, Miss Rock, and that woman. I swear I want to be like her when I get her age. She is just awesome and amazing, hilarious. And so that was episode 3. So if you want to watch that and see what I have been up to on the road and how you can still be consistent and push through, then episode 3 is a great episode to go back and watch. Also, then the next episode was... still in that episode, it was, I couldn't remember. I did partnered with Yakinia Marie and Zenobia Andrews, and we put on the Wealth Business Summit in Birmingham, Alabama. And that was amazing. Yakinia was one of my clients and wanted to partner with us, and we all made it work, said yes, showed up to Birmingham, did a bang out job for those men and women. And so I just wanted to recap. So if you're looking to go back to any of those shows to get some of the learnings or to connect with some of those speakers and professionals, leaders, then you can go to my YouTube channel by simply putting in my name, and you can bring up the whole CEO Fuel playlist and watch away and share away as well. So that being said, I appreciate the opportunity that you allow me to share. I know we don't have time to go over, but I want to push forward our time a little bit because I want to make sure I get to all of my training that I have for you. So don't forget, we got Learn and Do on the 5K, and you do not want to miss that. So let me get back to my agenda. I don't have it printed out. I'm being paper friendly today, which I'm not typically. I'm not a fan of the trees. So we're gonna go to a quick commercial break, and when I come back, we're gonna talk to Ranelli Williams.
Your products and services? Are you wanting to connect with an engaged audience of entrepreneurs who leverage coaching, speaking, and authorship in their businesses? Well, we may be a great fit. We're looking for sponsors for CEO Fuel. If you're interested, send your inquiry to sponsor@ceofuel.live, and one of our team members will get right back with you. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to CEO Fuel. Thank you so much. If you're interested in sponsoring, make sure that you connect with us. We are going to season 1. This is episode 8. Next episode is 9. We're doing 10 episodes in this first season. We're taking December off. We're going on hiatus. And I'll come back in the new year with a new lineup, new show format, new guests, new everything. If you thought that this was something, wait until 2017. We are bringing the heat to this live streaming space. And so I want to just say that this person that I am bringing to you right now, we had the distinct pleasure of, I'm trying to even think how we even met, actually. And so I'm going to have to bring her on so she can tell the story. I have some goodies here that belong to her that we're going to talk about. But this is your opportunity to hear from real life entrepreneurs, real life people who are just like you, who were just like you, who may have been afraid, who may have been hesitating, but brilliant in what they do. And these are people that I work with. And I wanted to really end my last several shows in this season with giving them the limelight and letting them talk about what this journey has been like for them and what you can learn from them. So if you're connected to Ranelli Williams, make sure that you show her some love by tagging her in the comments below. Ranelli Williams, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Well, good morning to you in the Poconos.
Good morning. Good morning.
Awesome. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great.
Well, you look great.
Thank you.
I always feel like when I have my natural hair, I always feel like Ranelli is a chocolate version of me. We have some very similar features. So Ranelli, tell people what you do.
I am a certified public accountant and legacy building catalyst, and I just enjoy helping faith-based entrepreneurs and couples master their money and work towards building a strong financial legacy.
Now, if that wasn't a good elevator pitch, I don't know what was. Yes. Come on,
I learned from the best.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So first of all, I don't even know how we first got connected. We've been working together for at least, I feel like
about a year now.
Yes. How did you come in contact with the brand, with Coach Speak and Serve or with me?
I was actually invited by a friend to Coach Speak and Serve Lounge, and loved what I saw, loved the energy, loved how everybody was willing to help each other, and love seeing the results of your clients. And so I reached out.
So here's what's funny. Ranelli reached out. She was all in. She owns Ranelli, tell him you own a tax husband.
Yes, my husband and I own ERJ Services, which is a tax and accounting business, and we serve individuals providing tax services as well as small businesses for taxes, bookkeeping, and accounting services.
Absolutely. And so Ranelli was like, and this is important because for those of you who have a partner or you're married, when you want to do something, sometimes your partner is like, but you want to do something before. And so Ranelli, initially her husband was like, no coaching. And so Ranelli, can you just share just that process of going to someone that you love and saying, this is what I want to do, and not being all what I call girly about it, but can you just share with the people that are listening who may need to have a conversation with their loved one and say, I really want to do this thing?
Right. For me, when I approached my husband with working with you, he was not for it at all because, I've worked with other people and did not see the results. So in his mind, it was just another waste of money. And so we went back and forth, but I believed in the results that I saw. I asked you permission to reach out within the group to get feedback from people who worked with you. And it was, such great feedback that I knew that this was something I felt strongly about doing. And so we decided to get the three of us on a call, so that... And that's what did it. That's what did it. He still didn't totally buy in, but at least, he didn't buy in totally, but at least he was like,
open.
Go ahead. He was open. Yeah.
And I think that's really important. For those of you who are watching and there's something that you want to do, you're passionate, and you do want buy-in. You want your family to buy in. You want your spouse, your partner, you want your kids to buy in. You want, especially those people in your household, it's important to have those conversations. And myself, because I do serve a lot of women while I have male clients too, a lot of times the women are so excited about doing something that the men are just like, you've been excited forever. And it doesn't always work out. Right. And so I think one of the things I'm used to is talking to the husbands and talking to couples. I do it all the time because I get that it's important for the family unit to be on one accord, and lesson that I've had to learn my own self as well. And so Ranelli, just thank you for that, and shout out to Eric for his support. And I just want to talk about, when we initially first started working together, there were several different things, and people, and actually you and I do have some differences in approach, but what I love about you and appreciate is that you appreciate what I bring to the table as a coach, and we just put the differences aside. And so I appreciate that, because at the end of the day, it is about business and how can we achieve results for you. So in your tax business, one of the things we did earlier this year was, and I'll let you share, because you were looking to increase your client base. And that was like our first goal, was to increase your client base and go from where you were to this higher level.
Right. Yeah, that was one of the first things that we set out to do, in our relationship together. And amazingly, we were able to almost double our client base in the one tax season. And that's because, a simple process, referral. We came up with a great referral program, and it worked. And
yes.
it just speaks to the importance of, having that coach, having someone to guide you along.
Absolutely. And then the next thing we worked on, was, Ranelli, I want you to talk about this. So Ranelli sent me her book. Many of you all that are watching, hey, authors, if you're an author, please drop the photo of your book in the comments below, or a link to your book if you're an author and you're watching. So Ranelli, initially, when she came to me, this was her book, right? And it's called Releasing the Fear and Walking in Faith by Ranelli Williams. Okay. And then, as you can see on the screen there, the blue, that's our rebranding. We rebranded the book. And Ranelli, when I first, and Ranelli, I'll let you tell them, when I first said, we got to do something different with this, your first thought was, huh?
Right. You were like, I don't like your book cover.
I was trying to be nice about it, but yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. And, I never starting out the year, I was not on the plate for me to do anything different with the book. But once you brought the idea and we spoke about it, I realized there were some things in the book that I wanted to change slightly. So I said, if we're going to change the cover and rebrand, we're going to change a few things as well. And I just love the idea that you gave in terms of including testimonies of other people, so that we can, ramp up the page count and just share what, everyday people are going through and how they stepped out on faith and how God has blessed them. And so that was such a tremendous experience working with these ladies who shared their story. We wanted 6 and we ended up with 23. So.
Yeah. I love it. That's so awesome. So you ended up with 23. Can you tell people how did you get to 23 people? What did you do to get people to buy into this new relaunch of the book? Because a lot of people have created a book, but they're scared to relaunch or sitting on somewhere.
Right. It was so simple. It was as simple as sharing in Coach Speak and Serve that there was an opportunity for people to share their testimonies, and the outpouring. It's amazing how people have, stories that they want to share. And these ladies just stepped forward. They were willing to share their stories. And it's been such a blessing, not just for them, but for me as well, working with them. I've been able to travel to the States where some of these ladies are to do book signings. It's been an awesome experience.
You have been all over the place with the book situation. So can you tell us where some of the places you've been?
Yes, I went to Tennessee. I went to North Carolina. I went to, I'm trying to remember, Jacksonville, Florida, to Atlanta. And, just the outpouring of folks who have read the book, who, heard our story, each of the ladies sharing their testimonies. It's just been amazing and life-changing.
Yeah, absolutely. And have you made more money with the relaunch than you did with your initial launch?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the relaunch, when in my pre-sale process, I believe I sold about 200 books.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, that's the pre-sale. So this is what we're talking about, you guys. We're talking about CEOs doing things differently, following a process so that they can achieve a desired result or even exceeding the result that they think. People are popping at Ranelli. We're inspiring people to pop their books in. I see Dr. Jenna Dyson popped in a book. She was one of our speakers at our conferences before. I see some other authors in there popping in their books. Sam, can you scroll the comments just a bit so I can see? I see you guys sharing your books. Thank you so much. Kiana shares her book, I Choose to Be a Lady. I see that book. Thank you so much for dropping your books. And if you're an author, drop your book in. There's so many things you can do. And I'm going to be utilizing Ranelli's book as an example when we talk about this 5K. So if you're just joining us, make sure that you stay tuned, because we're going to be talking about this whole $5,000 additional revenue you can be creating in your business. If you've heard me say it before, stay tuned, because I'll probably share some additional fire bombs today. Ranelli, can you talk about, one of the things that you wanted to do? We did several things, right? And can you talk about the whole thing of just getting out there and doing it? Like, even when we did that Blab, remember when Blab was around, and just doing something that positions you to be able to generate the revenue, right? And one of our things was, let's start live streaming. And so you did the Blab, and tell people that your true experience of that process.
It really just opened up a whole new world for me. That's one of the things that I was scared to do, was to step out and be in front of the camera. But, I realized that, people are looking for what you have. I've just been receiving inboxes of people telling me how much my message has blessed them, people reaching out to me and becoming clients because I stepped out and, decided to do it afraid. It's not that I wasn't afraid anymore. It was just that I wasn't going to allow the fear to keep me back, to hold me back. I realized that too much we're afraid of failure. We're afraid of what people would think. We allow fear from allowing us to step out and go forward. And working with you, April, has just been a blessing. It has helped me to just take the leap, and it has paid off tremendously.
You are it's really amazing to be a part of people's growth process. You have, I just remember how timid, and we would be in our coaching sessions, and then and some of the stuff you wouldn't do, and then we come back, and it should be like, I didn't even want to meet with you because I didn't do that thing.
Yeah.
But it really is an intimate relationship of trust and going back and forth. And I think people need to know that. I think they need to know that it's not an overnight thing. And so recently, before we go, I want you to tell people that you took a leap and you tried putting on this event before, right? Because you did the lift. Did you do lift before? No, you and Kim put on another event, a smaller event.
Redesign your life, master your money. Yep.
Tell us about that, and then how you got into the lift conference. So you put on a smaller event. It was great, but you learned a lot in that.
Right. We put on a 2.5-hour workshop back in June, and we had about 17 people. We wanted about 25, and we ended up with 17. But what we learned from that, we were able to, apply it and, do a bigger event this past Sunday. One of the key things is just not waiting for everything to be in place, but have a plan, because you definitely need to have a plan, but don't wait for everything to fall in place before you step forward. We were, even after the first event, we were a little afraid to do it one again this year. Should we wait? But we felt the tug that we needed to do it around this time of the year, because we were targeting entrepreneurs and wanted them to be ready for 2017 and not wait until the new year to do something, especially in this area we are in the Poconos, because there are no conferences in this area. And so Kim and I stepped forward, just the testament to what collaboration can do, and just reaching out to your network. So important to grow your network and to nourish those relationships, so that when you have, an event like this, there are people that you can call upon that will be willing to support you, because you too are supportive of them in their endeavors.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so at this event, the Lift conference you put on, you had 85 people in the room. And I heard the testimonials were amazing. You had at least 4 sponsors, 15 or so vendors. You had people showing up. You guys show Ranelli some love. If you're feeling what she's saying right now, hashtag love RW, hashtag love RW for Ranelli Williams, hashtag love RW. I mean, listen, Ranelli, I mean, you had all those people there. Did you feel like you were the leader? I know that, a lot of times when you're working, you don't feel like it because you're in the trenches, but did that event help epitomize some things for you? It
certainly did, April. You don't know, what that did for me, for going forward. It increased my own faith. I wrote the book, Releasing the Fear and Walking in Faith, but it's one thing to write and it's one thing to practice. But, right? But this really taught me, that it's okay to take the leap. It's okay to take the leap and depend on God because he's going to be. We had so many calls where we just thought this was not going to work. 2 weeks before the event, we were off budget. We were so off budget, but we came together, Kim and I, we spoke about what we needed to do. We prayed about it. We reached out in our mastermind. We reached out to you and just implemented. Just picked up the phone, we called, we inboxed, we regrouped, and we did what we needed. Wait a minute.
Yeah. You called? Because every time Ranelli always asks me, Aprille, how do I get more people to do this? And what is the one thing I say every time?
Pick up the phone. Yeah, but we certainly picked up the phone, April. I was determined that this was gonna be a successful event. And so we picked up the phone, we called, we just did what we had to do. And I'm so pleased with the outcome and with the outpouring of testimonies and, how people have changed. And, our keynote speaker, Donna, was awesome. Everybody's speaking about her and the importance of asking, God for what we need. So
I love it. Shout out to Donna Izzard and Amber as well, who are in my mastermind, Amplify, as well as Ranelli. And Ranelli reached out to her Amplify sisters, and they said yes to going and helping her. So shout out to them for assisting. If you're connected to Amber and you're connected to Donna, tag them below. Let them know that we love them, that we're thinking about them, and just to thank them for contributing to Ranelli's space. Ranelli, what do people need to know next? What are you up to next? You and I just had our one-on-one coaching session yesterday, and you said you're about to.
Yeah, next for me is I'm doing another book, a book collaboration, The Faith Walker's Journey. And so that will be released next June. That's what's next on my plate.
Besides and your doctorate?
And my doctorate, yes. I have been putting this off, procrastinating, but I've made the decision that next June is my graduation date for my doctorate. And so I'm committed to not starting anything new, but just focusing. And it's so ironic when you ask for something, what God would do, because I said, I'm committed to finishing this June of next year. And I set that date, that hard date. And I was paired with a buddy who is like my April. He is, he's an awesome accountability partner. He is just like, okay, I need a date, Ranelli. When are you going to have this to me for me to review? And it's just been amazing. Exactly what I needed. That's going to help me, finish strong with this doctoral program. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of all of your success. Make sure that you're following Ranelli Williams everywhere. Ranelli, Ranelli Williams. You can find her on Twitter. You can also find her on her website, ranelliwilliams.com, and connect with her and follow everything she has to say. about walking in faith and building a legacy for you and your family. Ranelli, thank you for being a guest.
Thank you so much for having me, bro.
Absolutely. Awesome. So I'm super thrilled about that opportunity to allow my students and my clients to utilize this platform to share how amazing they are. Ranelli, you're welcome to stay on, or you can drop off the feed if you want and join us on Facebook. That will be great. I want to move into our Learn and Do segment. This Learn and Do opportunity is me teaching you, and I got to zoom because I went 6 minutes over and we got to end at the top of the hour. So I want to make sure that I get to you everything that we need. So we're moving into Learn and Do. This is your opportunity right now to get your notepad. I have my notes right here for you, and make sure you got your pen. It's all inked up because I want to talk to you about how to generate additional revenue in your business. Now, for those of you who join my live, if you're ready for the money, hashtag drop in the comments below, ready. I want to know who is ready for the money. Ready, 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 right? If we're entrepreneurs, purpose-driven, amazing entrepreneurs, you can't be in business if you're not making money. We can no longer be afraid to say, we want to help people. We want to change the world, and we want to get paid, period. There's nothing wrong with that. Even if you're in ministry, you want to help people, you want to serve the world, and the ministry has to bring in money in order to fulfill the mission, right? The ministry, Mother Teresa, while she personally didn't have any money, her organization, she was rich. People constantly donated to her because she had a mission to serve, to feed, to clothe, to help, to minister to evangelize with, right? She was out there doing it, but there was money poured into that so that she could do those things. She needed travel money. She was all over the place. She had to eat. She had to be clothed. She had to do all these different things. And so you're no different. So if you're ready for money, right, then I want you to get ready for this Learn and Do segment. So I'm going to be zooming now. Know that you can rewind this Facebook Live. If you're on Periscope, shout out Periscope, heart it up. Let me get a heart burst really quickly. Just pound your screen on some hearts if you're ready for this money. Hashtag money on Periscope, money on Facebook. Again, we stream live every Wednesday. We end on November 30th as our last episode of this season. We come back in the new year, first week of January. So make sure that you're tuned in, you're following me all over the place. So let's get started. So I'm going to give you, I have 6 total things I'm going to give you. 3, look, I said 3. 3 and 3. The first 3 is I want to talk to you about the 3 things I want to make sure is drilled in your head before you even think you're going to be making money or people are going to pay you. Okay. So this is before the money, the 3 C's that you need to be aware of, the 3 C's, and they are, I'm going to tell them to you first so you can write them down, 1, 2, 3. So your 3 C's, and then I'm going to explain them. Okay. So the first C is clear in your messaging. So this is what you need before the money. I'm not talking about the money yet. I'm going to get to that in a second. Right now, I want to talk to you about the 3 C's you need before you start with the money conversation. Number 1, clear in your messaging. A lot of times I see people have murky messaging, meaning your presence online is unclear. It's unclear of what you fully do. So people don't know who you're actually talking to. Your content that you're sharing is not allowing people to identify with them being a client for you, right? So for example, if you are a relationship coach, but all you share is sports stuff or pictures of your kids or food you're eating, in every blue moon, we hear about a relationship something. When you're selling something, maybe that's murky messaging, right? You're confusing people. And you may say, but I want to share with my friends. I want to share with my family. But, well, pick a platform to do that. They got plenty of apps, plenty of different things. You can even create a private Facebook group for your family on Facebook. There's all kinds of things that you can do. But you have to be clear in your messaging, because if you're leveraging this platform, let me see you say leverage. If you're leveraging the social platform as a professional, then you have to utilize it as such. And you can't forget that this isn't your place to stomp or be mad or necessarily rant. While I do rant occasionally, but it's not the full focus of the platform, right? So you have to be mindful of that, because people are following you for a reason. And so you have to respect them. So number 1, messaging. Number 2, credibility as an expert. Many of you all want to get paid. I see you saying leverage. Hi, Gabe with leverage. Hey there, Anna. Hi, Deborah. Hey there, Narissa. Hi, Veronica. Received the nicest message from Veronica yesterday. I see you guys wanting to leverage. So that number 2 is credibility. Many of you all want to get paid, but you're not credible yet. You haven't worked with anyone. You don't have any clients, or you don't appear credible. You don't look credible. You don't sound credible, right? You and so because you don't, then that creates a challenge for people to trust. Should I spend my money with this person? Should I share this person's content? Should I follow this person? So the credibility. And so for some of you, you may be saying, but I'm new, I don't have any clients. Do a focus group. Give your services away in exchange for leveraging testimonials, feedback, so you can utilize those as case studies and actual real people that you're working with. So there's always a way, right? So credibility is very important. The next thing is your consistent activity. Again, these are the 3 C's before the money. Are you consistent in your activity to serve with content? I love what Gary Vee says. Give, ask. Have you given and given and given and given before you ask people to spend money with you? And giving doesn't just mean you sharing what you're eating. Giving is about giving content that they can use with no expectation of anything in that moment. It's just content, right? So when I do my random Facebook lives, it's just content. Go use it, go do it, right? So consistent activity. People often, they say, and this is something that really pisses me off, because people don't want to do the work a lot of times. So they'll say, Aprille, how much do I need to show up on social media? How much do I need to post? How much do I need to do this? And I always ask people, how often do you want to get paid? How often do you want to make a difference? And so this is no offense to anyone, but it's really kind of a stupid question. So don't ask me that, like, ever. If you see me at Epic, don't ask me that. If I'm trained, don't ask me. Ask yourself, how often do I want to make a difference? And how often do I want to get paid? I mean, let's get real. How often do you need to show up? Are you effing kidding me? I almost dropped the F-bomb early this morning, but I cursed a whole lot the last show, so I'm taking it easy today. So that's the first three things that I want. You guys, I chipped my nail right before I got on this show. I can't tell y'all how sad I was about that. I don't know why I held up the chipped nail finger. So those are the first 3 things: is before the money, clear messaging, make sure you're credible so that you're showing up credible, you're walking the walk, you're dressing the dress, you're talking the talk, right? And that you're consistent in your activity. Now, let's talk about this 5K, okay? So the 5K that I want to talk about, I'm going to give you those 3 things. So I want you to write those 3 things down, and then I'm going to explain them, okay? And I got 18 minutes to do this. So pull your panties up, boys, get your boxers on, and let's go. So the first 3 things is potential. Number 1, know your potential customer. Know who they are and where they camp out. Know who they are and where they camp out. Number 1. Again, I'm giving you the 1, 2, 3s, and then I'm going to break them down. Number 2 is the 5K breakdown. Then number 3 is positioning to generate the 5K. Now, you can replace the 5K with any other number. I'm using 5K because on average, entrepreneur is making about $78,000 a year in America. So 5K, an additional 5K, whether you are making any money or you're at the 78, is still great additional 5K per month. That's an additional 60 grand per month. 60 grand over the year. Okay. So that's why I'm using that number, but you can feel free to replace that with any other number that you want. So let's go back. On the potential customer, when I said know who they are and where they camp out, oftentimes people ask me, and I have some notes here. I don't know why I write notes, because I never look at it. I swear I don't, because I really already know this stuff. So when it comes to your audience, understanding what messaging best connects with them, who they are, and understanding what are the characteristics of that specific audience. So where do they shop? What are they interested in? What are their pain points? What's ailing them? Because your products and services are created to solve a problem. The only reason why you're in business is because you have a solution, right? So we can use Enlightened Audiovisual as an example. They exist as a solution for people like me, for influencers like you, for influencers like me who want to dominate a specific space, right? They help us not be stressed out and focus on delivering good content, right? And looking amazing. Okay. So knowing who your audience is, what you're saying to them, and where they camp out. For us, our audience camps out primarily on Facebook, then Instagram, then Twitter a bit, right? We have a decent audience. Well, I have tons of connections on LinkedIn, but I'm not maximizing it yet, but I will be, because we'll be able to stream directly to LinkedIn as well. Also, our Periscope audience. So as you can see, we're simulcasting. We're on Facebook Live, we're on Periscope. Soon we'll be adding LinkedIn to that. So, the possibilities are endless. Where are your people, and are you showing up there for them? That's the first thing, right? Is knowing where they are, because it doesn't matter how much money you want to make or what you're selling if you don't go where the people are at, right? Or if you don't attract them, then none of this matters. Number 2, the 5K breakdown. Get out your calculators, your celly phones, and your paper, because we want to talk about the 5K. And this really is a simplistic breakdown, okay? And some of you all may have heard this before. Hashtag or type in 5K if you're ready for 5K. Type in 10K if you're ready for 10K. Whatever your number is per month that would do you some good, let me see it in the comment box. I see you commenting. If you haven't tagged someone, tag someone right now. We've got 14 minutes. Don't let your colleagues miss out on this information. Success is no good if you don't have people that can travel with you. You don't want to be on the road alone. You want people who can afford to go to Fiji and spend some time with you, and they can only do that if they're making money in their business. So let's talk about this 5K. So I'd like to break the 5K down into 20 days, right? So you got 5K, 20 days. That's a Monday through Friday. I'm not even counting automation money. So never mind what's on automation. I'm talking about you hitting the pavement, you picking up the phone, you being intentional about helping people and closing sales, making deals, okay? That is what business is about. You've got to make deals in order to make this thing work, okay? So one of the things is when you break that 5K down, you're then looking at $250 per day over those 20 days. So $250 per day. Now, I asked in a previous broadcast, I said, how much money based on your product? So one of the things I need you all to do is pick a product. Some of you all are doing too much. It's too many things. You want to do this, and then you got that, and then you got this. One of my clients, Precious Bivens, who's in my mastermind, Amplify, she is launching Life Mastery. It's a 12-week personal development program for leaders, and that is her primary focus. Even Jay Stone and I, she's a master brand coach. We work together, we coach each other. And she is even focusing on a specific thing to launch for the new year, for the end of this year. Having one thing is very important. So pick your one thing. I don't care how many other things you have. Pick your one thing. For some of you all, you may be saying, but Aprille, all I have is a book. Well, if we use Ranelli's book, for example, there's several chapters in this book. One of them is called Above the Fear. Now, she could easily turn above the fear, and then there's a lesson there, okay? Page 37, it says above the fear, and then there is a lesson there. So if you're going above the fear and then there's a lesson, she can turn that into a 1-week lesson within a program. And then she has another chapter in here called Through the Fear, right? So she's talking about going above the fear, and now she's talking about walking through it. So this could be week 2, right? This could be week 2 in a program. Now, could you charge, if you're going to do a program, let's say there's 10 chapters or 6 or 5, even if there's 10, could you take 4 of them or 6 of them or 8 of them and turn that into a program each week and utilize the book as a reference guide? Yes, you could. Is working with you and hearing your voice and you walking someone through, because it's different from someone picking up your book and walking away versus you teaching them how to navigate, you sharing story in real life, right? And even if it's a pre-recorded program, which I'm suggesting, then could you charge $250 for it? Hell yes. Let me see hell yes in the comments. If you're a hell yeser, hell yes. If you're a heck yeser, then heck yes, whichever suits your fancy. But my point is, a $250 product, I don't want you to break it down even further than that. Can you create something of value that's worth more than $250? Yes. Now, for some of you, you may be feeling like, oh my God, I'm afraid I haven't sold anything yet. Okay, fine. Could you do something that's worth $97, $100, and sell 3 per day? Now, here's what numbers looks like. If you got to sell one thing a day, you need to have 10 conversations. If you're really doing, can 10 people see that? Can 10 people, now let's say you want someone to click something. And here's what I want you to know. When you share your book link on your social media, for example, and nobody buys it, that's a 0% conversion. Because people don't really buy like that. So I just want you to be thinking about that. Position yourself, which leads me to the number 3, which I'm gonna get into in a minute. But I just want you to position yourself to make the money. But first, again, break down your number. How many of what do you have to sell will it take every day for you to make? Will it take 1 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them? Is your product minimum $500? Can you sell on every other day? But my point is, what do you need to sell to make 5K, and how many? If you don't break down the numbers, then you don't know what you're working for. You're just doing shit to be busy. So you've got to be intentional. So if you know that in order for you to make a $250 sale every day, that you need to be having 10 conversations to close at least one, okay, for a 10% closing ratio, then that means how many people do you need to get in front of to even get 10 people to get interested to even talk to you? You see what I'm saying? How many people then do you, now let's switch that into the digital space. That means, are you building, so on the digital side, let's say you're not making calls and you're selling a $97 thing through a sales page. Well, then how many people need to see that sales page in order to click the buy button in order to convert at least 1 out of 10? Because average sales conversions in digital virtual world is like 2%. 2%. But when you go in person, you can have some face-to-face or phone-to-phone communication. You can increase that percentage, but it does take more of your work. But at the same time, if you're wanting to make the money, get out there and make the money. So how many of what you have to sell do you have to sell every day to generate at least $250? Now, I'm going to flip this comparison and go to the people. I'm going to speak to the millionaires. I'm going to speak to the people who are on a millionaire track. Okay. So I used to share this all the time. It is not my intention to be a millionaire. However, it's happening. And I know that in 2017, there should be no reason why Coach Speak and Serve does not hit its first $1 million in a 12-month period, or we've done something wrong. So because of that, then we know that we have to reach a certain amount of people in order to bring about and reach our own goal of conversions from people who we reached and impacted to people that actually bought products and services. We know that we have to reach a certain specific number. So for those of you who are on a millionaire track, you need to generate about $1,350 before and after lunch to hit the 1 mil mark. So then you have to be asking yourself, what does that look like? What does that look like for you? What programs or masterminds or conferences are you putting on to generate $1,350 before lunch, $1,350 after lunch? Only you can answer that question. Some of you all are on the $100,000 track. Now let me break that down. So $100,000 divided by, I'm going to just do the days. I'm going to say the days for now. So that's $273 a day. I mean, we're really not talking huge numbers. So as you can see, it's really about the consistency of building your pipeline, building your audience, building your email list, building your Facebook groups or your LinkedIn groups or wherever it is that your audience is camping out, so that we can do number 3, which is position to generate the revenue. So a couple of weeks ago, I put on a Planning for Profits 2017 session We had 229 people buy. That was an opportunity for us to offer people our new program called Quad. We did that. We had 229 people click the buy button. It wasn't even a free webinar. We generated about $4,600 in additional bonus revenue for the company. And I say bonus, but you all know overhead is real. So, but we were able to do that. And then that helps us do the things that we need to do in the business, hire people, systems, programs, keep the CEO Fuel show on the road, right? It helps us do all these different things. So you have to be asking yourself, what can you do? And position for it for the next piece. If you were on a planning for profits session and you took that training, let me see you put PFP in the comments, PFP. There were so many people in it, and we're going to open it back up. It's going to be $77 and people can do it, but it's a great planning session, 2 hours intensive on how to exactly plan your 2017. So you can stay tuned for that. I'll probably share it with you, the link with you in the next broadcast when we do episode 9. So I wanted to share that with you. If you have questions, type them below. Once I end this broadcast, I'll go back and I will answer them for you. So make sure that you ask whatever questions you have. But this has been our Learn and Do segment. It's all about creating that additional 5K, being consistent with those 3 C's in clear, credible, consistent, and then understanding on the 5K, the breakdown, knowing who and where your potential customer is, understanding how you're going to break down your 5K based on what you're selling, and then positioning yourself to actually generate the revenue. That is important. Showing up. What does that mean? That means, is there a webinar? Is there consistent live streaming happening? Are you building an email list consistently by distributing or offering a lead magnet that then leads them into your $97 product? It all has to be consistent. The sooner you get that, internetpreneurs, the better off you'll be, the more impact you'll make, and as a result, the more money will be in your bank account. Ka-ching, okay? So thank you for tuning into the Learn and Do segment. We're about to wrap up for the show. This has been amazing. I'm so appreciative to our team at Enlightened Audio Visual. I'm appreciative to Ranelli Williams. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us today and sharing, just what your experience has been in this entrepreneurial space and being your own CEO and jumping out, and stepping out on faith and really putting in the work and doing the work and doing the work. Did I say and doing the work? I did. Another thing I want to mention too is, this platform is amazing. And I just highly encourage people to take a step up. This is the new TV. If you don't feel like you're watching TV right now, I don't know what's happening. Right? You should feel like you are watching an actual television show and getting something from it, Periscope, getting something from it, Facebook Live, right? You should be feeling that way. And I want you to know that you can reach your audience in this way. And let's say you're not ready to hire a production team. You can still show up and be consistent in your own way, right? It's just a matter of showing up and being consistent and giving people content and things that they can use to help them grow in whatever it is that you do in the way that you show up. So I want to share with you before we go. I told you all about our Driven Success project. We're launching it at Epic. What it is our book collaboration. I've coached amazing leaders in positioning their book collaborations, and they've made hundreds of thousands of dollars over the last 18 months. And this is a process that I'm excited about sharing with you. And it's called mydrivensuccess.com. You can go to mydrivensuccess.com and learn about it. You can also connect with me personally, and our team or myself can share about My Driven Success. If we can flash that up, that would be great. There it is, mydrivensuccess.com. You can go there and learn more about it. And again, if you have questions, you can ask me. I think we have like 5 more spots available, but we're about to close it out at the end of November because we are launching in March. So if it's your desire to be a part and to ride my brand, to use and leverage me, my audience, my connections, my wisdom, my coaching, then you should be in the book. That's all I got to say, because there's so many things that come along with that, including an amazing book launch extravaganza party with hundreds of people in Dallas, Texas, March 25th. 2017, we're launching at my conference, Epic. It's our fifth annual, did I say five? Fifth annual conference I'm excited about. We've been successful at getting hundreds of people to show up for our events, and we're excited, and we know that this year will be no different. So we encourage you to go to mydrivensuccess.com to learn more about how you could be a part of the Driven Success project and the movement. We're about to close. I just want to say thank you. Make sure you watch Jenny Q tonight. Also, December 7th, I'm going to be hosting Jenny Q's show, so you'll get to see me twice. I'll be on live, no, I won't. I won't be that morning because I'm on hiatus for my own show. I'm going to be hosting Jenny Q's show while she's doing amazing things on December 7th at 8 p.m., which is also my daughter's 22nd birthday. So I'm super thrilled about that. Again, make sure that you watch our replays. You can watch them here on Facebook, or you can also watch them on Periscope, or go to my YouTube channel. Follow me everywhere at Epic Aprille. This has been the episode 9 of CEO Fuel. I'll see you guys next time. Go be great.
That's all for now. Be sure to tune in next time for your CEO Fuel. Remember, follow at Epic Aprille socially everywhere to stay connected. Be epic.